So welcome back, everyone. My name is Andy Brisley with Apps Associates, and welcome to this next session of Value Chain Minutes. I've been speaking with Shamim Hassan about replenishment planning, which is a component of the demand management solution within Oracle Cloud. And we've spoken already about multiple topics in past sessions about, a high-level overview. We've spoken about item segmentations, clustering, shortage rules, as well as how often the solution should be run based off your business needs. And with any planning engine comes exception messages. If we consume actual data changes and running the plan on a daily basis, I would assume there's going to be a lot of exception messages. And sometimes responding to all of these exception messages can be incredibly overwhelming. And in many cases, it can cause companies to run the plan less frequently to avoid the nervousness that is caused by all of the constant changes. And Shamim, as the intent of this solution is to ensure having the right item at the right location in order to sell to someone, running it less frequently may end up causing a lot of headaches as well as leading people to use offline solutions. So in your experience, what are some of the ways that companies can tame all of the different exception messages while still consuming all of the data and ensuring that the customer service level agreements and customer satisfaction are continued to be met?
So some of the best practices are set realistic operational tolerances. What that means is make sure you don't try to generalize rules when first setting the tolerances up and put in the effort to reflect realistic situations. For example, instead of flagging a projected inventory shortage at 7 days of supply, adjust it to 3 days for high volume items and 10 days for low volume items. And settings like this help to ensure you are spending time on critical replacements as opposed to lower items. Another exception management would be prioritize exceptions by business criticality. In the same line, you want to make, from an operational perspective, that you focus attention on the high impact items and locations. Focus on top selling items and locations. Focus on seasonal items at the proper time for the locations. As the seasons change and product life cycles change, demographics change, make sure to maintain the criticality appropriately. Another best practice for exceptions is, leveraging suppression settings. If you know that there are promotional activities coming, make sure to plan for these. But as companies mature, they can use the suppression settings feature to avoid the exceptions being delivered. For example, if you know that you have a seasonal changeover of items and there will be clearance sales happening, if you intentionally fill the channel with large amounts of inventory, suppress the excess inventory alerts. And if the intention is to truly clear the inventory out and not replenish, then suppress the shortage alerts. Another example would be using the clusters wisely. The concept of clusters is to allow you to set rules for large groups of stores, and you can apply exception rules at the cluster level as well. If a cluster of suburban stores typically hold more safety stock, adjust the rules to reflect that to avoid unnecessary exceptions. Yet another example would be automate the routine responses using agentic AI and workflow to automatically resolve low-risk exceptions. For example, if you have segmented a low-volume, low-value item that has a stable product lifecycle, you could set that if a shortage exists to generate a transfer from a nearby location to automatically generate the transfer order. Reviewing and updating of exceptions. So as part of any best practice, leading companies follow a regularly scheduled review cycle of various settings with something as dynamic as replenishment. Companies that gain the most of the solution are companies that adopt scheduled reviews. So that would be like monthly reviews and updates based on planner feedback, known events, promotions, seasonality spikes. To tune the settings would be suggested to ensure customer service is maintained.
Well, thanks for those tips, Shamim. And it sounds like a little bit of effort. And not every company is going to do each and every one of these, but these are just some of the ways that companies have gone about and handled the exception messages and making sure that they're addressing the critical exceptions. Um, can you explain a little bit of around what the value is? What are companies going to gain out of running this solution?
The value of committing to this effort, especially in the ever changing environment that is replenishment planning and execution, is that you significantly reduce the effort required in triaging the exceptions and spend more time focusing on the true high priority, high value exceptions and still ensure the lower volume, lower value items are still in stock as needed.
Well, thanks, Shamim, for helping to clarify some of the best practices around replenishment planning. So, in coming sessions, we'll be talking about the data elements, the personas, and the value, and a little bit more around the value of replenishment planning. So, again, I'd like to encourage everybody to sign up for our YouTube channel and send us any comments on this session or any other suggestion you may have for the future. Thanks again, Shamim, and we'll see you all next time.